Welcome to String Training, and this is our level 1 class to cover my arrangement of Cruise. Capo is placed in fret number 3 and we're in standard tuning. Our level 1 transcription below begins with our chords. The song is based on 2 measures with 4 chords going through those 2 measures once every 2 beats. We begin with a G grip, placing our 3rd finger on string 6, 3rd fret, and I'm going to place my fingers on 4, 3, and 2. Now the G is not always played like that, but for this level 1 class, it's a great place to start, to a D/F sharp. Now for this chord, I've got the 2nd fret on string 6 and the 2nd fret on string number 3. A couple open strings here, strings 5 and 4. It's much like an E minor chord, which is coming up next actually. You take your E minor grip and then have the fingers spread out, go the opposite direction here. We're going to play the top 4 strings. This is our D/F sharp. To an E minor grip, playing thumb on string 6, 4, 3, and 2 with the fingers. And a C. Often within the performance video, the C is like a C major 7 or a C6 chord or something like that. That can make things quite complicated, so I've just labeled the chord throughout the transcription as C. So I'll cycle through our progression. If you're lucky enough to be able to sing this song, then that's all you need. And that's it. But I'm not lucky enough to be able to sing this tune, so I'm going to play the vocal melodies on the guitar. And this is our next example in our level 1 class. It's the chorus, which I've labeled as the A chorus, which gives us the vocal melody only for the very first 2 measures. So I've taken out a little bit on the melody, make it a little easier to play. But essentially what we have is a lot of open strings and 2nd frets, beginning on string number 2 to string number 3, 2nd fret. But because of the speed of the melody, I recommend you alternate your fingers. Hopping along with one finger is not going to be too efficient, so. Concluding with open string 3. Right there's something missing from the actual performance video, where I do a very fast few pulls there. But for today, that could suffice with the open strings. String 2, string 3 open, landing here on the 2nd fret on string number 4. At this point, we're actually holding an E minor chord, and that just is part of our chord anyway. Notice I'm kind of pivoting around my 2nd finger there and getting the final 2nd fret on this line with my 1st finger. The reason I'm doing that is because later we're going to be holding a C in the bass, kind of like that, and that leads us into what's labeled as the B chorus below, where I just throw in the bass notes as the chord changes below that melody, starting with a G in the bass. So I'm holding that G for the duration of those 2 beats and getting the melody above, playing with my 2nd finger here on string 3. Bring your 1st finger above. We're now into the D/F sharp. Into the E minor grip. Into the C in the bass. And then that's where I get that 1st finger over on that 2nd fret. Alright, so moving now on to the main guitar riff, which I've labeled as riff number 1 in our notation. And again, I've simplified here, giving you just the main melodic ideas without all the very fast grace notes built around this. There we go. So this is built on the top 3 strings, kind of built around a G grip, which we'll be holding in a moment. But so I get the 3rd fret on string number 1, to the 2nd open and the 3rd open. the D, we'll be playing the open second string to that third fret. And that was open first and third fret again. So we have. Moving on, we repeat the first melody with that third fret and open strings. Finishing with this first fret on string number 2, and then pull to the open string. Same thing on string 3, do a pull from that second fret. So a simplified guitar riff, leading us into riff number 2, which takes that melody and, as before, adds in a bass note as the chord changes. With our first riff, we have a G in the bass. So pinch with the first note your string 6 or 3rd fret. Next melody, pinch string 4 or the open D. Onto the E in the bass. And now the C in the bass. Still sounds fine, and could get you through the song, and a lot of people would know no different. But my performance video, if you're looking for the riff that I played there, which is similar but different as well, then you should check out the level 2 lesson. But we're going to continue on into this level 1 lesson on to the verse to give you an idea of the melodies presented there. So I'm breaking this lesson down the same way. I'm just going to play the melodies for the verse. So we've got the A verse. It's pretty much an open string adventure here. A lot of open string 3 and open string 4, but the rhythms are challenging. So that's our first line. I just played back and forth between those two open strings. It ventures a little higher and a bit more complex. So we're open second string, up to that 3rd fret, back to the 3rd string and 2nd fret. We're going to finish off with some triplets, pretty much between our 2nd fret there on string 3 and our open string 2. Alright, so that's kind of what the verses are like, and each verse that I play is the same melody. But now, as before, I'm going to throw in the bass notes as they change over the top of that melody. So, just been going with our melody between the two strings, and our bass line is the 3rd fret and the 2nd fret. This is pretty much straight out of my performance video. I didn't alter this very much. E in the bass. Back to the G in the bass for the second time through. You should conquer the first time through before you move on to this. So with our triplets at the end, I threw the E in the bass, then the C, and we're on to the chorus from there. So I think that's probably enough for our level 1 class. If you have conquered everything that's been presented here, move on to the level 2 class where I get into the finer details of what I did in the performance video. And again, the level 3 class if you're interested in doing some kick snare with the chord progressions. Thanks.